Blessed afternoon, collective. This is my last day in North Carolina, which is where I'm at now. I was in West Virginia for a while. And I thought I'd pull a reading here in this beautiful space. The energy is intense. It still absolutely is. I'm feeling a lot of things. Feeling all of the things. And there's a lot of pain. Immense emotion is a call to expand, to increase the capacity to surrender, to exist in presence. And something that has become quite obvious to me and feels important to repeatedly point out is that there's nothing wrong with feeling. There's nothing wrong happening here. There's nothing bad about pain. There's nothing bad or wrong with feeling what we might characterize as pain. It's different from suffering. When we resist the emotion, whether it is painful or something else, that's where the suffering comes from. That's where the tension is generated. That's where the imbalance takes place. But when what's present simply is what's present, it can be pain and it can be beautiful. It can be contrast and it can be appreciated and valued and embraced fully. And so, as many tears as there have been and will continue to be, because I feel them, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that's gone wrong here. There is nothing bad. There is nothing to feel sorry for or bad for. There is no bad. None of this is bad. It simply is. And ultimately it is appreciated. It's valued. At the highest level, it's right. At the highest level, it is good. It is the good which has no opposite. It's exactly as it should be. Everything truly is. And that includes all of it. That's all inclusive. Even the resistance of the mind is not wrong. It's just what is. It's just more of what is. To be able to witness the mind and its struggling, to witness its own perhaps reluctance to, refusal to accept the moment as it is, that's to be disengaged from the mind. That's to be looking at the mind. And so the mind is allowed to be. It doesn't have to change. It doesn't need to be any different, just as nothing else ever does. I have a tiny, tiny friend on my arm. He'll just stay there. All of this just to say, the experience and expression of intensely painful emotional sensation is not bad. It is not a sign that anything has gone wrong, and it is not wrong. There is information there. Contrast always gives us clarity, but at the very base level, it simply is what is. The purest information, the most important piece to take is accept. Surrender to it. Allow it to be. Face it. If there's anything for it to tell you, it will tell you in your experiencing of it. That's where that knowledge is passed on, simply in the feeling. It's not an extra step. You don't have to find it. And ultimately, it doesn't need to transmit anything. It just wants to flow. That's it. This is just the acceptance of all of the incredible, beautiful, deep emotional sensation that is being experienced in this moment. By myself, it feels collective. I'm aware there are others feeling this, feeling it in their own way, seeing it play out and experienced in their life situation in a unique way. Really, there's just a lot of collective longing and a sense of waiting. It felt earlier to me like being in a hospital waiting room. The reality of that. Just being there, not knowing, having to surrender to not knowing, hoping, undeniably hoping, having certainly a desire for something, for the best thing, ultimately realizing that there is no control. You have no control. Control is an illusion, and the surrendering of that illusion, the illusion of control, is liberating and profoundly empowering. It's a giving up. We are pushed again and again and again into this state of surrender because it is what we want. It is what we desire. Surrender, release. That's where the peace and the power truly lies. I'm going to pull some cards. Just because. I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle because that's my project as a sample for General Collective. And because I am a part of it. And because I am experiencing everything that comes along with that. But we're stepping into the neutral place, the place of acceptance, the place that is so spacious and so accepting that even as the mind is rejecting, it's able to witness that and allow it. It can allow resistance. And then it's allowance, ultimately. And the resistance doesn't have to go away. It's float around. It is transmuted. I was going to pull a reading for someone else, and that never happened. So I took this deck out, and I never got anywhere through it. And I started looking. I'd looked at just the base energy, and it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense as far as a reading for this person. It just didn't. Wasn't sure what to make of it. It seemed a lot bigger. It seemed a lot broader. And then I put it back. Now I'm going to look at it again, because we have the world at the bottom, crossed by the hermit, which is some soul awakening, and there is the conflict. The Five of Wands. Resistance to seeing what must be seen, to feeling what must be felt. You can't stop the day from changing. You can't stop the seasons. You can't stop cycles. You cannot stop nature. This is the rising of the soul. The soul, of course, is made of love, and it speaks through... Ooh. Never heard that sound before. It's an interesting bird call. It speaks through emotion. It speaks through feeling. The feeling cannot be fought. It can't be pushed away, because it's time for things to come to balance. I know, I keep saying it's time because it is time, and things are balancing. It is happening. There's a lot more, and it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep being time. This is not a time in the sense of, well, it's 3:30, it's time for this. No, this is the time in sense of age. This is the age of the restoration of feminine. This is the age of karmic cycles coming to a close. This is the age of balance. This is the age of mutual reciprocity in energetic exchange. This is a long-term change. This doesn't change back. This is where we are headed. This is where we are growing. This is the age of puberty, essentially, passing through that for humanity. That's not a change that you can stop. It's final. It's very final. There is an aspect of resurrection here. In terms of, there are opportunities being brought around to make some kind of change, to give to, I don't want to say the right thing because there's not a wrong thing, but to give to the thing that we actually intend to give to the soul nurturing thing instead of the thing that we were told to do or give to stop fitting in the box, to stop following blindly some tradition or guideline or routine, and actually live consciously and follow the heart, follow the feeling, which is the soul. What's on top? There's that disappointment. There is disappointment and regret and grief, all of the above. This is that pain, and it is painful. And it is, according to Steve's Love Tarot, one of the cards that heralds the end of the soulmate cycle. I've been seeing it more and more and more, because the more pain there is, the more that pressure is on to face it, to feel it. Instinctively, the pattern, the conditioned pattern created by the mind, is to run from it, is to try to distract from it. The more we distract from it, the more we run, the stronger the pain becomes. We keep it around. Hiding your pain is hiding from your pain, and it keeps it stuck. Exposing the pain, sharing it, expressing it, experiencing it, that's what sets it free. It's time to take action on it. Sometimes that just means, most times, that just means surrender to the experience. But as you are surrendered to the experience, again, that pain will inform you of whatever it's there to inform you of, and it will guide your action, and then you will be taking right action, because it began with surrender. It began from a place of open receptivity to the soul and what the soul has to speak. And when we are open in that way, the action aspect of it, if it arises, becomes natural and obvious. And I experienced this quite vividly and personally the past several days. There was a moment that I had met this girl in this cafe, right? And I had a chance to go back in and just speak to her. And I was terrified and couldn't figure out what to do. Is this the right thing? Is this the wrong thing? Am I efforting? Am I trying too hard? Am I going to mess this up? Am I going against the flow doing this? And I got myself worked into quite a little tizzy, trying to figure out what to do with my mind. Because the mind wanted a concrete plan where it could sort of try to predict down that path what the outcome might be. And then based on that, make a decision. That's what the mind does. It's very rational, but it's not how life works. It is not how nature works. Nature isn't thinking and planning on an outcome. Nature is flowing. Nature's just going with it. Nature's trying and seeing what happens. Nature's accepting that whatever happens is the right thing. It is the correct, the most appropriate, the most beneficial outcome, and so it doesn't matter. We're not trying to achieve a specific outcome. There is no expectation other than something will happen and it will be right. And as I realized that, I felt that I had my hand on the seatbelt, sitting in the car. I felt that I had my hand on the seatbelt ready to press it. My body had primed itself without my conscious awareness of it to get out of that car and walk into that coffee shop and talk to that person. And so I did. I made a conscious decision in noticing this to stop thinking, to stop planning, to stop trying to predict, to stop even coming up with what I was going to say, and just get out of the goddamn car and walk inside and see what happened. To just see where it led me, to see what came out of my mouth, to see what the experience was, accepting that whatever the outcome was right. I stopped thinking. And the moment I stopped thinking, the action became natural. My body already knew what it wanted to do. I just followed it. I don't even know what I said. but I know that I felt good for doing it. It felt right. And I know that regardless of anything else, regardless of if I ever speak to this person again, I did what was right because I followed my own energy. And whatever outcome there is, which maybe has already taken place, essentially, it's right. We already have cards jumping. I'm not even pulling for the reading yet. Whatever the outcome is, it's right. And there is profound peace in that. The star jumped out. As I'm shuffling, I didn't get very far. The world just came back. This time with an Ace of Wands underneath. Things are happening the way that they are intended to. The way that they are designed to. The way that they are meant to be. There is a tremendous amount of what could be called destiny at play here. And whatever is meant to be will be. And we don't have to worry about it. We don't have to try to figure it out. The mind wants to. Oh God, it wants to. It wants to know. It wants to figure it out. But really, where is the fun in that? And I'm speaking this to myself. Really, where is the fun in that? There's a sense of security. There's a sense of safety. Is that fun? Really? Does that really feel good? Somebody mowing the lawn. Sorry. It's what it is. I'm in a backyard. But really, does it feel good? Do I really want to know everything ahead of time? Do I really want to know where this goes? Or do I want to just let it be what it is and know by feeling that it's right? Not knowing the specifics. Not knowing the details, surrendering all of that, surrendering the specifics, surrendering any particular condition or outcome, and accepting that it is aligning, and what is aligning is not just the best thing, but the most fun thing, the most joyful. That which is to your highest good is to your highest joy. I'm going to put this back, and then I'm going to cut the cards. This is brand new, and this is action being taken. This wand stays lit. This is the new era of lit wands and destined intervention. I don't know why that word, but that word is there. So I don't have to try. I don't have to take any effort. I don't have to worry about it. It's all happening exactly the way that it's intended to, that it's meant to. Look at that. Death. This is absolutely new. There is some of that resurrection aspect here. There are things being resurrected. I'm going to say that. There's stuff that hasn't happened, that's had chances and it hasn't happened, and it's being brought around again and again. That energy is being brought back because it's actually meant to happen. It's actually meant to be. And the universe is not going to let go of it because it's meant to be. It's extremely adaptable. The divine plan is so perfect because it is flexible. It's adaptable. It doesn't force anything into place. But there are certain situations, certain occurrences that are scripted in a sense and are happening. It's coming back around. A lot of this has to do with communication, but really I just feel energy of the things that are intended to be lined up in this way, and that there was a missed connection. It's coming back around because that connection is a part of this time cycle. It's a part of the plan. That that circuit completing is a part of it, and it won't be allowed to pass by, essentially. This is something that Steve talks about on Steve's Love Tarot sometimes. There are certain things that are meant to happen, that are meant to be, and sometimes we find a way around them. We find a way to free will past them, and the universe will just keep bringing them back until it happens. So tell me about it. Beautiful universe, I'm pulling on the soulmate cycle as influenced by the current energies. Haven't looked at any astrological aspects in a couple of days. I'm just focused on the feeling, because that's how I interpret and receive energy primarily, is emotion. Doing a fair amount of shuffling for this. I don't think I have anything else to say, but we're going to keep shuffling until it feels right, because that's the way this works. Alright, okay. Queen of Wands. She's full of shit. There's so much attraction here. Absolutely. There is wicked attraction here. She will not admit it. She will give you all the other signs. She will tell you the opposite. In fact, go out of her way to put on this facade of total disinterest. Temperance. It's not working, and it hurts. I'm not reading the cards, I'm reading the energy at this moment. We can't keep this up. This is... There's layers here. Pretense is a low vibrational energy. It's a quote-unquote devil energy. That's not a judgment of it, and there's no entity that I'm talking about. It's just the frequency. It's illusion. It's delusion. It's misleading. There is attraction here. Don't be fooled. It's real and it's deep, and the more that we try to fool ourselves out of it, the more of a pickle we get in, because the more karmic debt we are racking up with the universe. If you feel something and you deny it, you are putting energy out of balance. You felt something, that energy flowed. Your withholding of it, you're trying to draw it back, is technically a lie. It's not perceived it's not judged morally by the universe, but it is judged as there's an injustice here. There's an imbalance here. This energy said it would go there. It belongs over there, and you haven't released it to go over there where it naturally wants to go. That needs to be corrected. What's on top? I'm telling you, this is not dead. This is not dead. This is exactly what I just was feeling in terms of, no, it's over. It's done. Not interested. Intentionally putting 10 swords in this. Putting 10 swords in something that is wanted. Something that feels really good. What's underneath this Temperance? I want to know what's underneath Temperance here. 2 of Pentacles. The choice was already made. Once you feel a desire, your energy has already flowed. The withholding of that energy keeps it stuck, keeps it trapped. There's a big fat lie in here. There's a big charade, a facade happening. It is the facade that this guy is dead, or that we want him to be dead, and that we really don't care. It's all the opposite. It's all the opposite. That's just and we feel it excruciatingly. It's getting stronger. We can't pretend that we don't care. We can't pretend we don't care. What's in the Queen of Swords? Queen of Swords in the 3D. It's coming back to bite us. The more we repress this, the more we deny this, the stronger it becomes. The deeper the lie gets, the more power the truth has to cut. And it will cut. It will cut its way to the surface. The truth will be known. And it will be expressed. That is karmic debt. And all karmic debts are paid. If there is a lie, if there is a denial of emotion, of truth, if that is denied expression, if that energy is not allowed to flow, it will find a way to flow. It will. Under this environmental energy that we are in and will continue to be in, lying will not be permitted. It will not. You can try it. You can do it. It will come back. It will come out. It will come back to bite you. It will come out in some other way. There's a destructive element to this Queen of Swords, bringing down all the bullshit, cutting out the lies and the illusion, cutting out the lies within. What's in the soul? I'm telling you. The pretense of being okay with this, we're not okay with this. We're not okay with this. This whole, yeah, I don't care. Yeah, it's fine. I'm fine. I'm really good. Nah, don't need the soulmate connection. Don't need to be my authentic self. I'm good where I'm at. Really? Really? This is the grief. This is the pain. This is living in the soul. That denial of self, the denial of truth, the denial of attraction, the denial of emotion. It's building up, it's racking up a debt. It is increasing the tension, increasing the resistance, because again, that is resistance to energy that has already flowed, and that resistance feels terrible. And really, all the universe wants is to balance energy, and it wants to balance energy because balanced energy feels good. It wants to help us feel good. We're fighting that. There's a big old ant over here. Hey, buddy. Alright. Sorry about... It's what it is. It's not within my control. I'm here. Why apologize for anything that exists? I'm pulling this reading because I'm meant to be pulling this reading. What's the hidden energy of the universe? I got two cards. They wanted to come out together. 3 of Wands and 7 of Wands. This is happening anyway. It has to do with that resurrection. It can't be stopped. Something has changed. Something is resetting this 10 of Swords to an Ace of Swords. Something is helping this truth that we've pushed away come to light. We tried to push it away. The more we push it away, the more we bring it in. Everything you resist persists. If you try to keep the truth hidden, that truth will get out. Anything you try to keep hidden is guaranteed to come back around and pop out. It's going to worm its way out because that is energy that has to express. We've fought this for a long fucking time, and the whole time we've been fighting it, we've been adding to it. The whole time we've been pushing it away, we've been guaranteeing that it will take place. Alright, what's in the final outcome position? Oh. The pain wins. That's what I'm going to say. The pain wins. There are painful truths here. Painful truths that we have been afraid to express, and the more we deny them, the more painful they become. The more painful they become, the more urgent the expression of them becomes. This queen is wreaking havoc. She is swinging that sword like nobody's business, ramming it up their backsides. I'm telling you, the pain will increase until it is expressed. There are truths here. I'm drawn to that. There are truths that need to come out. I don't want to say owed, but that is essentially what it is. I'm pulling a reading. Is that okay? Sorry. I'll be done in a few minutes. That was my dad. I could have paused it, but I'm kind of going here. He knows what I do. What I does. He knows what I does. Yeah, this pain is running the show. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how hard we try to deny it, how hard we try to hide it. This facade is crumbling. It's time for this truth to come out. 5 of Swords. It's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, how do I express this? Not only are we stabbing ourselves in the foot by withholding this truth, it's sabotaging things that need to be sabotaged. The free will of acting on pretense and out of fear and defensiveness, that is a self-sabotage. But it's spiraling back around on itself. Everything that we are sabotaging out of fear, the truth is finding its own way to sabotage the rest of it, to sabotage the fear-based control mechanism and force us actually into the expression of the truth. It's not going to work. There's no shortcut for this. There's no way out of this. There's a disappointment. Every time we deny, every time we deceive, we feel worse. Every time we feel worse, we're driven to authentic expression. And it's not going to stop until the truth comes out, and the truth will set you free. That's what it is. Tell me about this 10 of Swords here. It is resetting to an Ace of Swords. This is all about truth. This is all about the expression of something that has been denied, and the denial of it is soul crushing, and I mean that quite literally. I would not be surprised to see a tower here in the soul, and anywhere here. Tell me about the 10 of Swords. What have I done? What have I done? Look, the world, again. Being resurrected. This cannot be escaped. There's something being brought back around here. Queen of Pentacles. That's been there all along. That is representative of the feminine energy in this cycle. What's on top? 4 of Wands, a course correction. Being brought to balance. We are not allowing ourselves from the highest perspective. I can just say we're not allowed. We're not allowed by the highest self, by the universe, to walk as far down the unintended path as we used to be anymore. Things are being aligned. Free will used to be a little more free. All of this is an experiment. We've been creating and experimenting unconsciously for a very long time, and now that it's becoming more conscious, the paths are becoming more set because of our awareness. When you're unconscious, you're not creating reality so carefully, so deliberately. When you're conscious, because conscious observation of what is what actually creates what is. It is our perception of reality that creates it, that demands it reflect back to us what we are perceiving. The more consciously we perceive, the more accurate and sort of refined and detailed that reflection becomes. Let's start with the 4 of Wands. Hanged Man, exactly that. Our perception is... There's perception changing here. There's a realization that we've been going the wrong way. We cannot deny how we feel. We can't deny that we preemptively put 10 swords into something that we really wanted. We cut it off before it even had a chance. We didn't give it a chance to fail. We just murdered it, stuffed it in a box, and pretended we didn't care. Pretended it didn't matter. It's just another one of those. Send it back. It never stopped mattering. We never stopped thinking about it, and it's gonna stay stuck there until we face that realization of what we've done. Look at what you've done, and then we take action to correct it. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. Tell me about the Queen of Swords. She's not messing around. Drawn to that one bird in the sky. It is communication. It is very direct. It is very swordsy. A lot of it's internal, but a lot of it is not. We've bit the tongue for so long, and now it's all just bursting out. Something that's been stuck in there forever. Look at that. I can't make this shit up. What's bursting out? What has been stuck in there? What have we been holding back because of fear, because of not wanting to rock the boat, not wanting things to change, knowing everything does change when we express this truth, it all changes for the best, for the better, as it always does. What's on top? 7 of Cups. It's too much. Yeah, it is confusing as to why can't I bite my tongue? Why can't I keep this in anymore? Because that energy has built up in pressure so much. It can't stay there. It wants to come out. It wants to flow, and it will. The universe is expanding everyone's emotional experience by opening the heart chakras. We can't repress things the way that we used to. It hurts too much. It hurts because it's pushing us to stop doing that, to stop repressing, to stop hiding, and start telling the truth. Let's start with the 7 of Cups. Karma. It's the Magician. But this is about karma being resolved, things coming to balance. It's everything that was said. How do you restore balance? How do you transform this low vibrational energy into something high vibrational? By letting it flow. By letting the truth flow. What's underneath that? Because it wanted to show itself. That 6 of Pentacles again. Yeah. Coming to balance. Giving to it. There's something about a contract. Holding up what was determined. What was agreed upon. And again, it's agreed upon for the highest good and the highest joy of all. There's no, well, I get this because I asked for it and you suffer. No, there's no suffering here. The suffering only comes from resistance to the flow of this energy. Suffering comes from holding back the truth, from holding back emotional expression. And the pain, it all works for itself. It works out because the more suffering we create, the more painful that pain feels, until we reach the point where we can't take it anymore, and it all just bursts forth anyway. The truth comes out. The truth will set you free. When you deliberately speak the truth, you are consciously liberating yourself. But one way or another, that energy will be liberated. It will come out. Just got a gut punch sensation looking at this 5 of Cups in the soul. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel real nice. Tell me about the 5 of Cups. It does not feel nice. Disappointment on top of disappointment, and we cannot look away, realizing we've sat and done nothing. Why do I keep thinking about this thing that I want to do? and not doing anything. Why do I keep thinking about it? I can't stop thinking about it. And I realize the more I'm thinking about it, the more disappointment I feel. And I realize from that, I feel disappointed because I'm thinking about it and not doing anything. And I want to do something. It was me sitting in that car, feeling this crushing weight in my soul of, what do I do? I'm afraid, I don't understand, I can't figure this out. And then just feeling into it, moving past the thoughts, feeling, witnessing what was happening with my body, seeing how it was primed and ready to go, feeling that I was disappointed with not taking action. I was sitting here thinking and not doing anything, and I wanted to do something, and that's what got me to fucking move. It's time to move. It's time for this to move. Yes, it's slow. It's slow energy, but it is time for this to resolve. Why is the Six of Swords here? I can't make this up. Six of Pentacles. It is time for this to resolve. Resolve. Come to balance. Be rectified. Be corrected. It's time to take the action, to give to the thing you want to give to, and realize you feel disappointed with thinking about it and not giving to it because you want to give to it. What does that mean? Give to it. That's it. It's that simple. It is that simple. If it hurts not to do it, and I mean hurts, then do it. It's different from fear. If you feel afraid of doing it or not doing something, feel past the fear. Fear is not really an emotion. It's not a part of the guidance system. Feel past the fear. What would happen? How would you feel if you didn't do that thing other than fear? If you didn't do it, would you feel disappointed in yourself for not doing it? Would you feel like you missed something? Would you feel sad? Then do it. That's more than enough reason. So what if you feel afraid of what else might happen? You're putting your energy out of balance, not taking that action, and that's not going to feel good. Following the fear does not feel good. It does not breed happiness, joy, satisfaction with the self. Feel around the fear. Discover one way or the other. Would it feel really terrible not to do this thing? Would it feel really satisfying to follow my heart and do this thing, regardless of what the fear is, or vice versa? Would it feel disappointing to do this thing? Would I feel like I was caving, I was being inauthentic in some form? Be very careful with that, because fear will try to worm its way in underneath anything there. Feel deeply in the moment. Try to disengage from the mind and just feel. And whatever feels the most right, whatever feels the best, move towards that. Or whatever feels the worst, move away from that. And again, worst not being, oh, it's so scary, that's such a terrible fear, I'm going to not do that because of the fear. No. Can you live with yourself? I realized I would be tremendously disappointed in myself if I didn't just try, if I didn't just take action. And that's what drove me to just try, to just see and accept that whatever happened, happened. And I am immensely proud of myself for doing that, for being open to the experience, because I was sitting there trembling like a deer in the headlights in that car for 20 minutes, going back and forth on what do I do? What do I do? How do I do it? I don't have a plan. I don't know what to say. I don't even know how to introduce myself. What do I do? And then it was just, do it. Don't have a plan. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop trying to think through it. Go and be in the moment and experience it as it's happening. Play it by ear. And I'm so grateful that I did. Why is the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands here? I called it a Five of Wands because that's what I pulled out. It's the Seven of Wands. It's a lot of wands. It's a lot of wands. Got bugs everywhere. Resistance is futile. There's no stopping this. It's all excuses. It's all a bunch of excuses, a bunch of nonsense, and it's all based on fear. It's posturing. It's, well, but I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable in my safe zone. My cousin called it the masculine pocket, and I told him I was going to steal that. I'm comfortable in my masculine pocket. Talking about that energy. It's safe, it's logical, it makes sense to me. You know, this is the, God, but I'd have to put on pants. But I'd have to, it's that weak of an energy. This is what I was arguing with myself, but I'd have to expose myself. I would have to make it known that I came back. Obviously, I'm interested in this person. I would have to be emotionally open. I would be exposed to judgment, to ridicule, to someone else's perception of, gosh, maybe, she's crazy, weird, ew, don't want that. That's a pathetic fucking excuse not to do something you want to do. It sure is, and it's not going to stick. It's not going to fly. Why is the Five of Wands here? It's not going to fly. The truth wins. The truth comes out. The truth is we want to do this. The truth is not doing this hurts too fucking much, and that pain is what's going to be the catalyst to taking action. I'm telling you, that's the way it works. I'm not talking about specifics here, but energetically, that's what's happening. And that will play out a bunch of different ways. You don't regret the things you did. You don't regret the things you said. You regret what you didn't do. You regret what you withheld out of fear. The things you made excuses not to do. We can't do it anymore. It hurts too much. That pain is going to drive us to expression. It's going to break. And in the breaking, it breaks us loose. Tell me about this pain. Tell me about this Three of Swords. I am excited to see this here. Tell me about this Three of Swords. Four of Swords. This is the environmental energy around it. This pain, first of all, is here because of inaction. It's here because we've done nothing. It's going to increase with the continued doing of nothing. And it's here to heal. We heal it by feeling it, by allowing it to express. And in the expression of that pain, it will inform us and inform our action naturally. It will move us, drive us into making a decision, taking action, importantly, expressing this truth in a way that we never have before. Whether or not we understand everything that's happening, we understand we cannot live with this pain. The pain is there because of the denial of truth, the denial of self. If we want the pain to go away, and we do, we gotta express. And if we keep denying it, the pain is gonna get worse. There is one way out. Honesty. What's on top? The star. This cannot be... There's a lot of delayed manifestation here. There's a lot of putting off of destined events. They were never going to be escaped. The more we put them off, the more we ensured that they would take place. It's been delayed, absolutely, and the longer the delay, the more that energy builds up. The more it builds up, the more powerful that explosion outwards is as it comes to balance. Why is the star here? Two of Wands. It's a bold action. The intention has been set. This is the intention of the higher self. This is not just an intention that was set within this lifetime. This is an intention that came before this incarnation. We came into this world saying, I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. This is my intention, and what I say goes. I am the deliberate creator. This happens. It doesn't matter what free will does to get in the way and try to knacker it up. It comes to balance. It comes to fruition. It takes place. There are destined events, and I don't know what they are. I'm just saying there are destined events here that have been missed because of the actions of free will and unconsciousness and fear-based motivations. They will not be missed. They are building up pain to the level that it cannot be sustained. The more we miss this, the more we don't want to miss it. And it keeps coming back around. It's gonna pop. Give me one more. It's gonna pop. 10 of Cups. We dreamed this dream before this lifetime. This is something we asked for. This is something we intended to create. We intended to take place before even this incarnation happened. It's written. It's written in the stars. It's written in the Akash, whatever way you want to put it. This is already done. This energy is already set up, manifested. It's a done deal. This manifestation is complete. It already exists. It will not be allowed not to happen. It happens. This is not one of those things that can just be rerouted. It's been rerouted. It's been rerouted lots of times. It's still coming back around. Doesn't matter how many times you reroute it, it's coming. It is coming. All karmic debts are paid. This one specifically, this one has to do with vulnerable and open emotional expression of truth. A lot of that truth has to do with attraction. A lot of that truth has to do with getting happiness backwards, getting love backwards, letting fear keep us in a box, following the roles prescribed to us by society, by tradition. It's not working anymore. Final message from the universe. Give me a final 3 cards and a bottom card. Whatever else you want to say. Thank you, Spirit. Just saw the Wheel of Fortune that wanted to jump out. What goes around comes around. I just heard that echo in my head. And this is coming around. Final message from the universe. Okay. The Devil. There is that contract energy. 6 of Cups. This is old. This is an old karmic debt. There is something that contractually we desired, we agreed upon because we wanted it. That's part of this like written in the stars kind of energy. I don't like saying that kind of thing because people take it and run with it, but this is it. The Hermit. Soul, what's red with the Devil? Ace of Wands. Yeah. We've been trying to escape this for a long time. It's been coming back around and we've been putting it out, putting it off. That whole thing. No, not this time. No, maybe another time. It's happening. And you can't stop it. Whether you want it to happen or not, it's happening. It's red with the Hermit. The Hierophant. I can't make this shit up. This energy is red. Hierophant. Ace of Wands with the Devil, Hermit, Hierophant. There is a long-term pattern that is changing. The universe is calling an audible. The higher self is saying, you agreed. You wanted this. What you ask for goes. What you ask is given. Especially when you asked from your place of highest consciousness. Before even incarnating into this lifetime, you, in full awareness, said this. I want this. This happens. This is a part of my story. A part of my incarnation, a part of my experience. There's no way around that. And it's not a punishment. It was asked for. And it was asked for because it was desired. It's desired because it's for the highest good. It's beneficial. There is joy. There is satisfaction in that. It's only the mind and the ego and the fear keeping us from following the impulse of the soul, which has been there all along, which has been there from the very beginning, and which is not going to give up, that creates suffering, that creates the tension and the resistance. If we just give that up and we let it happen, we go, oh, this is what I wanted. Oh, this is what I wanted to happen, actually. I wanted to be crushed into losing the pretense. I wanted to lose the pretense, and I knew the only way that it would happen is if I faced this soul-crushing defeat by realizing I've been pushing away everything that I desire and pushing away all of the truth within myself. And the more I've done that, the further I've gotten from myself, the less happy I feel. And there is one way to remedy that. Stop doing what you're doing. Stop withholding the truth, stop withholding the emotion, and start expressing it openly without fear of consequence. Whatever anyone else thinks, that's what they think. Whatever happens, that's what happens. It's not going to stop me from feeling good, because the way I feel good is by expressing myself openly. And so it's unconditional. As long as I am expressing myself, I'm in balance. I'm good. That is my control. That is my power in surrendering control over anything else. How it's received, what happens, any external condition, I don't have power over that. I have power over expressing my truths and my emotions and facing them, feeling them fully, sharing them. That's how I feel good, because that's how I keep my energy flowing and in balance. There is a truth that will come out. I don't know what that means. I'm just saying. There are truths to be spoken, and they will not be avoided. And they are truths that change everything. Absolutely. There is destined manifestation taking place. I still feel a lot of things. But this is what it is. I'm just sort of absorbing all of it. It's a feeling of anger. And for my part, I'm just going to accept and embrace that that's a part of this moment. Doesn't need to be explained or justified. It doesn't need to give reason for itself. It's just what's here. There's a feeling of anger around all of this. But that's a part of the pain. It's all driving the brake so that stagnant energy can be broken loose and actually set free. That's a big wave. God, that just hit me like a freight train. Just do something. Just do something. Just take action. Just see. Just be honest and open. That's it. That is it. That's the whole reading. This resonates powerfully with me. I do intend that it resonates with you, my beautiful viewer. Thank you for your witness. Thank you for your being. Thank you for your courageous and authentic expression of self in this most auspicious of times. What a time it is to be, truly. If this resonates with you, I would love to know. Leave me a comment, like, subscribe if you feel so inclined. Just follow the feeling. Don't let fear stop you from anything. You'll never be satisfied with holding back. You will never be satisfied with the elusive allure of security. There's no satisfaction there. And again, I am speaking this to myself. There is no fun there. Let all be unknown and undefined and a grand adventure. Follow your curiosity. Follow the good feeling impulse. Express yourself at every opportunity, openly. honestly. And you will never regret it. You will know the power and the liberation of authentic expression and open reception of the flow of life, which is what you are. Have a beautiful, blessed evening. And just know that always and always, in every vector of time and space, I absolutely appreciate, support, and adore you. Thank you.